I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing.
As a lawyer?
No, I'm coming. Already the matter is in court. But people must say the truth. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone. So when people say, President did this, I say, look, if that's where they should be worshiping, they should be worshiping Mr. President. Every morning go to President, can we wash your feet for serving us? How? Mind you, Supreme Court has said no money can go to local government when it's not democratically elected. Mind you, Supreme Court has said nobody will go to the state without appropriation. In that situation, there was crisis. All institutions will be shut down. Health will be crisis. Education will be crisis. It is not in my place to make it good for the governor.
What about your state?
That's what I'm saying as a politician. It is not in my place to make the governor to be happy. It's not me. My business is not to make him comfortable. And that's what that's power play.
It's part of the role you play.
Now, the point I'm trying to make, Mr. President came in and saved the situation, saved the vast people of that calamity, of that anarchy.
Oh, so you know it was going to cause calamity if the governor was impeached?
What calamity? That the governor is removed? Was it a coup? The Constitution provides that if there's an infraction of the Constitution, that you can be impeached. I don't know people who are working towards today for the president not to go back for second term. Is it a crime? If they have their way to impeach Mr. President in National Assembly, would they do it? You think that they are comfortable to stop to 2 years? Who told you that? I never told anybody that I'm a pastor or a imam. It's a power game. But then the people must face the reality. The governor cannot think that, this and that, if governor is removed, this will happen. What will happen?
Yes, but I've asked you
that. So the point I'm making is that President saved the situation. And that's what they didn't understand when Attorney General said that they should even thank Mr. President for serving them.
A lot of people have accused Mr. President as bias, saying that you would have been suspended.
Suspended for doing
yes,
what?
That you are suspended
one
as a
leg
minister.
of the problem. Also one leg of the problem.
Listen now, we're not listening. What's the problem? I don't know cause a problem for president.
And you secreted.
Hold on. Are you not hearing coalition? What's the essence of coalition? To make sure the president does not return. Are they making president to sleep every day? Has anybody killed anybody? Is President finding his heart to say, he's the right one to be now. He's also working by delivering the dividend of democracy to the best of his ability. He's not going to sleep. Mr. President has a good relationship with the National Assembly. For Christ's sake.
Your Excellency.
Hold on. You see, I have told you here, governance is not about awarding contracts. It's not only about awarding contracts. Governance is not only about inspecting project, commissioning project. Your capacity, your ability to navigate is key. If as a governor, you have crisis, you don't know how to navigate, to put your people in check to make sure you are calm, your governance is going through. I suffered it. The powers that be at the national level didn't want me to survive. Did I go to church to cry? Did I go to mosque to cry? I came back. I sat down. I said, listen, we have problem. How do we do? We have to navigate this. How do I navigate it? Okay, right. Let me finish. So that give people the opportunity to hear from us. So this attitude of the governor, if it's removed out of the crisis, the Constitution provided for it.
But
And therefore, you must also be careful. The kind of infraction. Look at what Supreme Court said. Am I the one? That you are ruling as a despot.
but right now,
Hold on. That there's no government. The only thing that makes governance democracy is legislature. Under the military, you have executive, you have judiciary, but there will be no legislature. So what makes it democracy is the legislature. When legislature is not there, there's no democracy. And you came down without any qualms. You went to an arm of government that's a symbol of democracy, brought you down to rule as a despot. Supreme Court said so, white and black. What are people talking about? Nobody wants to say, look, this thing you did was right. You sat down out of 32 members of a constituency, of 32 constituencies. You sat down. You are taking 3 people to make law. And you say the people have defected. By your own math, it lies in your own math. Defection is by you. The governor said, look, it is by me. Anything I say, how they will be, that's how they will be. Who does that in this world? Who does that?
You said by his own mouth, but we saw them waving flags of the APC.
Whoa, define defection. Supreme Court defined defection constitutionally and politically. I want you to go and read the judgment.
So,
Now, let me tell you so that it's good to educate the public. Yes, I can say we have defected. But it depends for the speaker to hit the hammer, to declare the seat vacant. Until that happens, you cannot say the session has been completed.
The speaker who himself was
the speaker
defected.
himself was part of the...
Too bad, assuming. You see, that's what
you're a lawyer.
No, hold on now. Too bad. That's why the speaker said politically and constitutionally. Constitutionally that becomes when you are defected. You see, I don't know people who have been defending at the National Assembly. It suits the speaker. It suits the Senate President. Have they declared their seat vacant? They have not. But when it does not suit them, they hit the gavel. We have declared our seat vacant. And it is only then you can say defection has taken place.
But
It does not lie on you.
Yes, Your
to
Excellency.
say, I wave flag.
Yes.
The Constitution does not say, if I wave flag of another party. Okay, now that the governor of Delta, the governor of Akwa Ibom, said they will support the president. They've defected. Is that the constitutional position of a defection?
Your Excellency, but let's look at the state of play now.
Yes,
State of
now you talk about the NBA.
Yeah.
About the emergency. Let me tell you, I've told you, people should thank Mr. President. That me as a politician, selfishly, I'm not happy, I say so. But President did what he did for the interest of the state. The House of Assembly members were not happy. And that's why I had to go to London to speak to them. To say, listen, I agree. You are doing a constitutional role. I agree. But look at it on a broader.
but Your Excellency,
Let me finish now. Look at it
get
in a broader way. No crisis, no salary, nothing will happen. The state will go down.
Yes. So that.
And so, on that basis, I like it.
Yes. So,
Now, you said NBA. It's unfortunate. How would NBA say it's unconstitutional when you collect that gift? What is it?
no, they're not connected. They are
No, they are.
two
Listen,
separate
why not
issues.
hold on?
Yes.
That's why I tell the people, when the Board of Benchers came to see me, he was there. And I told them, what is it? When Justice Leafield gave judgment about local government, NBA came out and condemned the judgment of Justice Leafield. Without reading the judgment.
They made comments without reading the judgment?
Yes, which has never happened, yes. Now, the president, declares of emergency. You now say, oh, it's not concerned. Now, until everybody now knew why you were doing what you were doing, that the state gives you a gift of 300 million naira. A gift that was not appropriated. There was no appropriation. You took MPA. You took 300 million naira and said it's a gift.
They solicited for help, and you are a member of the NBA yourself, and you have supported the NBA yourself.
So hold on. In my budget, I put grant. In my budget, I put grant. I'm allowed by law. It has been appropriated. In this case, there was no appropriation. And for NBA to take an illegal gift, assuming that this thing didn't come up now, did you know that they took gifts?
Are you suggesting that the stance of the NBA was influenced
of course
by the gift that they had received?
Are you not aware? Is it hidden? Everybody has seen it.
No, they're two separate things.
No, they are not two. Let me tell you. And I can tell you how the money came about. It came through some area, senior advocate of Nigeria, who is close to the chairman of the NBA. That's why they offered NBA that they are going to host the annual general conference in Port Harcourt.
Will you support the NBA to return the 300 million naira?
What do you mean by support?
It's being a member.
Because a lot of people are saying they should return the money. They have said
you
was only a gift, and you don't return the gift.
To who?
To the NBA, which you are a member of.
There are some gifts that will kill you.
Okay.
This gift, let me tell you, this gift is too bad. Let me tell you, see, that's why you have to be careful in certain things you do. Look at what happened. NBA, a judgment of court was given by the NBA, not being a party to the suit, come out to criticize the judge. Why did he do that? Interest somewhere. Oh, it was this thing was now revealed. People that, no wonder. NBA has never, as a body, come out to criticize judgment of a court. So that does not mean that you as a lawyer, you will not be able to criticize judgment of court. What's the business? Not knowing that there was something going on. Money, 300 million. Did they declare that the state government gave them a gift? Until now.
Your Excellency.
So when you say emergency, people have gone to court. Do you understand it? Let the court determine whether what the president did was legal or illegal. Not on the perspective. That's why we have the court.
Yes.
The court must make a problem. This attitude of what we do, something that I don't like. Because, from my view, is wrong. Therefore, it's wrong generally. That's why people have to go to court.
Your Excellency, that's why I wanted you to speak on the state of play right now. There's a state of emergency in your state.
Yes.
You are a politician. You have benefited from the democratic process, sitting on top of the table in Rivers State. Are you doing everything in your power? Because we saw pictures of you and some legislators from the state in London and all that. Are you doing everything in your power to make sure that 6 months is done and everything returns to democracy? Being a beneficiary.
No. The beneficiary of what?
Of the democratic process.
That's why we are supporting the State Assembly. That's why we want that the only way there can be democracy is when the legislature is in existence. Now, it behoves you now, who is the governor, to allow democratic structures to be. It behoves on you now to say, look, this thing has happened. How do I do to bring everybody together? Now you hear people talk, go on television, say this and say that. I'm an elder. I'm a leader. Has anybody taken it upon himself or herself in Rivers State today? Say, look, see where we are. What do we do? Let me approach this legislator. Let me approach these leaders of the party. What do we do to make sure things work together?
Maybe they are looking up to you to do that.
See, that is the problem I have.
As a leader.
You said, you heard what I hear one for Father John said, I'm the cause of the problem. And I laugh. If I'm the cause of the problem, as an elder, he claims he is. Has he one day called me? Come. What is the problem? Why can't you sit down and talk? And let me not say, okay, see this and see that. Rather, as the chief promoter of ethnicity under Adajua as governor, in River State we saw hell. That's the period you had Ogoni and Okrika crisis. That's the period you had crisis in Okrika land, where human beings were killed, slaughtered, where he established the Bush Boys. Ask him. Under who? That they now had Amanaba for Okrika, under my government. Under me, under him there was crisis, bloodshed. Yet people were dying. You set up a faction, or they call them Bush Boys. Durable set up a faction, and they were killing, slaughtering people. As a governor, as an elder statesman, and you have not. Sir, these are my people. Now somebody who's not from your place came as a governor and said, no, this has to stop. What is this problem? God gave judgment about Amanabo. Instantly, I never waited. I said, look, there must be an end to all this crisis. Inaugurate the Amanabo of Okrika. I went ahead and created another first class for Oguruma. I recognized somebody called the Amanabo of Keke. I recognized somebody called Amanabo of Okochu. Today, in Okrika, there is peace. If I didn't want peace, as a non-Okrika, I would have allowed it so there would be crisis in that place. And then what I tell people, elder, it's not just because I'm 85 years. Elder also means by your conduct, by your activity. If you be an elder that is 85 years and you're not bringing peace, take away that elder and go. Take it away.
So you have admitted that part of the reason why there's the state of emergency was declared in your state was to preempt a number of things which could have degenerated.
I said the president did not want the state to get to that level of where anarchy. And he did the right thing. I said, but selfishly, I wouldn't want it.
Yes, that's what I want to ask you.
Because I'm a politician.
So politicians are happy with anarchy?
No. You don't understand. I wanted the governor is not doing well. Get out.
And some people say the sole administrator is also not doing well. He's already acting like a Democrat when he's supposed to be there appointing local government chairman.
I'm so surprised about what he said. He's bringing democracy. First of all, remember and take ourselves back. If this sole administrator does not bring peace in the place, does not set up democratic structures, remember, the moment the 6 months is over, you fall back to Supreme Court judgment. Today, they're getting their money because a state of emergency has been declared. Ordinarily, if a state of emergency was not declared, money won't go to the state. Money won't go to the local government.
Isn't that hypocritical? Money is flowing to the hands of the state and the local government under an administration that is not democratic.
Listen to what I said now. That's the point I'm trying to make. What is hypocritical about it?
Because the administration is not democratic.
No, but who made it to be democratic?
It's a sole administrator.
No. The government already collapsed. Supreme Court are giving judgment that there's no government. And therefore, there's no appropriation. And you cannot spend money without an appropriation. There's no local government. Who will take the money? Who preside over the money? Emergency route ordinarily is an aberration. However, because the Constitution recognizes that a situation like this may come up, that the president has power to do what he did. In order to say, okay, for the time being, let us have some peace. But in having that peace, civil servants must be paid. In having that peace, institutions must be ranked. You cannot say civil servants should not be paid, schools should not go on, hospitals should not go on. How about?
Well, the Constitution never said that a democratically elected governor would be swept off his feet because the intention of the Constitution
was... Remember Section 305 So the president got the exceptional steps. But like I said, the matter is in court. Let the court interpret. And that's why people should be patient. Up to now, we have almost about 11 cases. I hear the PDP governors went to court. I hear.
Yes,
that's what I heard. They know. They all did that just to, they deceived the governor. They deceived him. Don't you know you're a governor? Apply this, apply that. Now see where they are.
Your Excellency, if we are looking at a long-lasting peace, we are 2 months gone into the state of emergency.
No, 1 month.
1 month gone. In 6 months is expected to be over. And you stated clearly that the president's decision sort of gave the governor a lifeline. Should his supporters be bothered that after the state of emergency, because we know these 27 lawmakers are part of your political family.
That is what we are saying. He who wears the shoe knows where it pitches him. Is that correct? You're a governor. Hold on. Look at the circumstance where you are. You should take the bull by the horn. Take steps. I told you here. Has anybody approached anybody?
So Governor Sims Fubara hasn't called you on the line since his suspension.
I have told you, have anybody approached anybody? You know, when you see, I don't like people who are hypocrites. I have told you, mention one leader, one so-called elder in Rivers that has taken steps. Those of them who are running around the governor, collecting money. I hear one of them is always in the golf course, IDB golf course here, playing golf. Has he gone home to say, look, now we're under this kind of situation. What do we do? 6 months will still be over. Have we achieved the peace we are supposed to achieve? Because at the end of the day, if you don't achieve anything, then you still go back to square one. That which does not make sense. Does it not occur to you that, look, if nothing is being achieved now, there's no population, there's no democratic, there's no electoral local government. Supreme Court judgment must be implemented.
So who is the sole administrator accountable to? That's what people are afraid of.
That is why it is called emergency rule, which I told you as a politician I'm not happy. Okay. But to solve the situation, and that's where the president came in. And that's why those who know should now know that let's take this opportunity and say, look, I know this is the problem. Can you do this? Can you do this? You must make sacrifice.
Okay. Some will say, if you are talking of those who know, shouldn't that include you?
It is not only coming out
shouldn't that
on national television.
Yes. Your Excellency, some will say, Your Excellency, that you, more than anybody else, should be the one also mediating this peace process. Simply because this is just less than a year after you left office. This is the legacy. As in, the governor was your man, the House of Assembly members are your people. So one will say you are even more of a stakeholder in making sure that this process of peace gets to fruition.
Now, let me tell you, but the same assembly people listen to me. It's not correct? But the government didn't listen to me.
Just see him as a stubborn son and then bring him.
No problem. Now, let me tell you something.
Have you heard the parable of the prodigal son?
Let me tell you.
The father left those who listened to him and went in search of that only one that didn't listen to him.
No, that's not the prodigal son, no. That's not correct. When a prodigal son comes back and pleads, I said, look, forgive me. I've made a mistake. I want us to move forward. You are human. You are human. But in sincerity, let me tell you, 2 governors under APC reached me with an influential person from outside the state. 2 governors under APC. Right? Came to talk to me. And I said, look, I'm not the governor. I'm an FCT minister. There was a gang up against me here. And I knew there was a gang up. I had to put some structures on ground to see that there is peace. That I do my work. I don't need to allow enemies to capitalize on one or two things. Who will suffer is the administration of the president, who has confidence and put me in this place. So I don't need to begin to give excuse. You are a governor. You have a problem. That's why I said governance is not only restricted to award of contract and commission of project. It takes beyond that.
If Fubara calls you today, will you pick his call?
These two, I said these two governors came to me. And I said, look, I'm here for peace. What does he want? What does he want? And they said, look, we'll do everything to make it. I said, in sincerity, if anybody comes there, they say, look, you want to, but it must be in sincerity. Let me tell you, I've been in this system, I've been in government. I know game politicians play. Politicians buy time. The best opportunity was when president intervened. The day president intervened, the assembly people went immediately and withdrew the impeachment notice. You heard what happened. Some elders came up. President has no power. What he did was political. They went to court. They went to court. A lot of suits were instigated. Where did it lead us to now? Who is on suspension? Is it me? I mean, you must use wisdom. A whole president of a country called you, whether he was right or he was wrong, at least at that level. That's okay. Let me stomach. Let me listen to him. And you play your own part. Let the people not play their own part. Mr. President, he has played his part. These people are saying, look, do you understand what it takes? For 16 months, you seize people's salary. They don't pay their children's school fees. Most of us are just talking. Do you know what it takes? Let me ask all of you here that your children are at home. Why? There's no money to pay their school fees. Why? Somebody has stopped my salary for 16 good months.
Excellent.
So, and nobody appears to take that into consideration.
So,
the pains. And I expected that somebody should say, look, this thing should end. Let me go. Sir, man, we can't continue this way. Let's sit down and talk on the table. All this arrogance of going to national channels, arise to abuse anybody. You are here, they say I'm dead. They flew me out. All those things will not give you the peace. You carry coffin. Wike is dead. It's not my business. If people who have heard, who really understand what it is, should say, look, we have done this for how many years now? What have we achieved? Can there be peace? Rather, they try to make sure the problem does not end. They make money.
Two quick questions, because we're already about to move to the FCT. I wanted to ask you, first, you have said that you are open to forgiveness if the governor should come to you for forgiveness. Sincerely. Okay, so that is clarified. The second issue is, what party do the assembly members of Rivers State belong to?
They belong to PDP.
They belong to PDP?
Yeah. The court has ruled the other day. You see, when people are Femi Falana, who is the lawyer to channels on all these things, lies. I mean, a senior advocate, you go to court, you lie that the issue of defection is at the Federal High Court. You refuse to tell people that you did what they call a cross appeal. When the Court of Appeal gave judgment that these people had defected, you had a cross appeal in Supreme Court. And Supreme Court made a pronouncement about it. You lied.
So will you...
When the judgment came out, people said, I think they said Supreme Court has not pronounced on the defection. What happened a few days ago? Federal said Supreme Court has settled this matter of defection. Now, if such people at that level can come out on national television and lie, and you may not take it serious, but it's very hurting. And lies can cause a lot of crisis. Before you know it, so many things have gone wrong. And there are things you don't do. And that's what the problem I have with some senior lawyers who live on telling lies. Lies.
What do we make of the character of the members of your party who were waving flags?
Of the character of what? That undemanded a stand.
Yeah.
Did they not support the president to be president?
Sorry.
Your Excellency.
Did we not support Mr. President to be president? So what is new now that they say undemanded a stand? Did they not say in 2023 that they stand undemanded and voted for him? So what is new?
Talking about the mandate, sir, we'll come to the FCT.
Yeah.
Because time is not our friend now. We need to look at what is happening in a couple of months. I mean, just over a month, we are supposed to see the next step of projects in the FCT, which you'll be unveiling. You've gone around, I think on Friday again, you were in some places. Tell us the level of projects now and how many are we likely to unveil on the day?
Tell me the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you happy or not? No, tell me the truth. Are you happy? Don't you see?
Your Excellency, I'm smiling.
Your Excellency,
if things are not happening, will you be smiling?
Honorable Minister.
The difference is clear. If you didn't there, it didn't there.
Honorable
now
Minister.
you can see what is going on in FCT everywhere. People are talking. People are saying, you mean this is possible within a short time of less than 2 years that this could be provided? That we were here 8 years, nothing happened. We have not gone into 2 years, see what has happened. So in 4 years' time, what will happen? Look, some of us take delight. When I go out, I see that people are happy. I went to Kwale. On road to Lokoja, A2 to Pai. I went to that road. Look, it's like, if it were, in those days, as a politician, they would have gone to bring women, young girls, for you to marry. For the good things you are doing. Yes.
They almost gave you one in Kwale.
No, I'm not a party to that. So the point I'm making is that it shows how happy people are. Then from Pai to Komani, go and see. In Kwale, you go to K2. In Kwale, to Kula. Look, people should come. So truly, you mean government can come to the rural area? Is it true? It has never happened.
Honorable Minister.
So people are happy. Look at what we are going to touch in May. In May, have you been to the International Conference Center?
Yes, and the controversy about the cost of it, that is...
What is
the cost is prohibitive.
You are not the one to define. It's a procurement process. So let me tell you, I'm not a man of cheap quality. Even the way I dress, I wear quality things.
Very
so
well,
you don't expect anything I will do as lower standard. I won't do that. Look, when Mr. President inaugurated the ECOWAS Parliament, this was an eyesore. You will shed tears for this country. You mean this is our international conference center? Look, before President came, I told the Senate President, I said, look, this is embarrassing. He said, what are you going to do? I said, what would I do? Immediately President came, he called my attention. No bobs, nothing. Somebody, they gave to one senator, ran down the place. It was terrible. It was terrible. Now, I shut it down on emergency because most people use there for whatever. So if you follow the normal procurement process, it will take long. So we have to do it under emergency. Who built it? Julius Berger built it. So we don't need to go and look for. To say, we don't know where the cable passed and this and that. We know Julius Berger. And Julius Berger is not a cheap company. You know that. with budget makers. Today, go to that National Conference Center. By this May, I will invite you. You come and see what they call International Conference Center. You will be happy as a Nigerian that you have done this. Now, what happened? Ethnic politics came. Religion came. Hey, because he is so-so religion. Because he's so-so place. That's why I cancel it. I mean, I cannot understand that. The only thing we have was random. You can make your money. And nobody's against it. But it is not your property. It is only a symbol. And I told them, to hell. Some people came, oh, they was, I said, this, is getting too much.
Well, that's... Let
it happen. So this May, Mr. President, I hope you be around.
Yeah, I mean,
and come and feel, and come and know that good thing is good thing.
And that same senator has been criticizing the federal government very, very well.
I don't know.
Every now
I
and
don't
then.
care.
But just to add, Honorable Minister.
You can criticize as much as you want to criticize. Is it devil that will criticize?
Yeah,
human beings will criticize.
Also, the issues of hospitals, Honorable Minister, I need to add that there are several uncompleted hospitals that your administration inherited. One is at Utako here. There's also another one in Gwagwalada, another one in, I think, Buhari also. How soon are you going to focus on expanding or bringing to life this kind of infrastructural development to the hospitals? Because a lot of Nigerians are finding healthcare costly in Abuja here because private hospitals are milking them. Even we journalists, when we are sick, we don't get some of the required attention in hospitals. How soon can you attend to our hospitals?
Let me tell you one thing. Life is key. Life is key. When you see that milking you, it's not correct. I do agree with you that we must provide the best for our people. And in providing the best, it requires resources. Our procurement process takes a lot of time. And which I have said, when I was governor, I tried to speak with the assembly. I said, look, if we follow the procurement act, we won't go anywhere. Therefore, assembly, we need to amend the procurement process so as to be able to cater easily, urgently for certain things. And hospital is one of it. The Otako had a problem. It came down. Part of it fell. Now, when I came on board, there were issues, litigation issues. So many projects under litigation. And you try to say, let us see how we can resolve some of these issues and go ahead. But thank God, we're almost there. That some of these issues are being resolved. Otako, Gwagwalada, and some of them. We are now trying to renovate the Guarimpa and the rest of it. And the way they are also built, you see, it's unfortunate. Building of hospital is different from building ordinary house. That's what I have found out. You don't build hospital just like ordinary house you are building. From day one, those who are going to supply the equipment must work with those who are doing the civil engineering. It's not where you come and build, you break this, you break this. No. And these are the kind of things we found out. We said, let's take this in the way it's supposed to be done. I feel guilt that the kind of things we have as hospital is not what's supposed to be. But we'll get there. That I can tell you.
One burning issue has been the issue of land reforms in the FCT. I know several days ago, information came out from the FCTA that those who had received area council lands should regularize their papers with the FCDA in line with a court judgment which had come several years ago. Now, but the issue many are asking, we know one thing about the capital cities infrastructure. Infrastructure is built before people go in to begin to take possession of their lands and build. But people say that the same is not with the area councils, that there are still people who have lands in the bushes and they cannot access those lands despite being allocated by the area council.
Okay, can I ask you, why did you go for the allocation? Why did you apply for land? Why did you apply for land? First of all, there should be documentation. When you apply for land, you do the documentation. In doing the documentation, there are fees that are paid. And people should also know there's no government can, within your 4 years or 8 years in office, we have provided infrastructure everywhere. You take it step by step. Government has allocated Maitama 2 years ago. It is now, I said, we have to develop infrastructure here. People who have allocation, they have not even paid their money. How much is it?
21 days now to pay.
No, I'm coming. Take for example, are you telling me, ab initio, you apply that you want land, and government's okay, follow the process, and within 21 days, you've not paid 200, 300,000 naira to have their papers. For Christ's sake. For Christ's sake. I mean, we like to do things, we don't like to follow procedure. Supreme Court has come to say, look, every land belongs to the FCT. Therefore, there's nothing like area council land. And we don't want to go by saying we have cancelled all the allocation. We are magnating to say, okay, let's regularize, so you can have your C of O. What is the wrong thing that we have done? 2, some people have their ROFO, they don't go for the CFO. They use the ROFO as land speculators to begin to go and sell. And you deny government of the required funds. I have told you here, if the federal government gives 800 billion a month, now what is given to us is 8 billion. 8 billion cannot pay salary as it is to the minimum wage. Not less than 15 billion naira will pay. Now, if we sit back without aggressively pursuing these funds, we won't be able to pay salaries. We won't even talk about infrastructure. And people, there's nowhere in this world that you can say it's free. How much are you paying?
Very commendable, Your Excellency.
Now, everybody.
The aspect of the land
everybody
policy that I need
now, again, you have land, 2 years, no development. You have shanties everywhere. That alone is a security threat. And people don't do this because they have become land speculators. Somebody comes, he wants to do mass housing. Government allocates the land to you, 500 hectares. The man does not do anything in mass housing. He now sells the land, piecemeal, and makes money. And who is suffering?
Your Excellency, we need to move very fast because we don't
it's not fair.
Yes, in the Abuja will be 50 by February 6. A lot of Nigerians are expecting maybe like a commission or a study to see how the coming of the Federal Capital Territory in this axis has affected the FCT original inhabitants, Nigerians who are here, the infrastructure, the Abuja master plan itself. What are you doing ahead of the 50th anniversary? Is the Abuja master plan still intact? Should we review it? After 30 years, it's supposed to have been reviewed, but it hasn't been reviewed.
The problem we have, you always try to, in a rush. We know Abuja will be 50 by next year. Why not you be patient and see what we are doing? Part of Abuja master plan is to keep Abuja the way the master plan was done. Remember, I'm sure you too, you are part of the problem because you are from Abuja. Look, take for example, look at this area, Baduma. Do you understand? That happened. If you are passing a road done by Gilmore, that road ought to pass through. Compensation has been paid to communities long more than 20 years. Leadership is a problem. To say this, what was given compensation? Allow us to develop, and the land they have been allocated more than 20 years ago, right? Now I have called them. They said no, they want another compensation, right? You hear problem. Oh, why are you bulldozing people's houses? I will bulldoze it. I will. This area, I will do it. Because, you see, that is against the master plan of Abuja. You can't have those kind of shanties within the city. Development has come, that it's unfortunate.
But they said all of them were compensated.
No, it's not correct. Even this one we're doing now, Girishi or whatever.
Gishiri.
Girishi. Look, it took me time. I left the land. I have sat down with them, their chiefs, everything. They said no.
But you agreed to pay some money. Have they been paid?
In fact, I paid double.
Yes, in fact, that's.
I had to be there for the demolition to take place.
Very commendable because the issue
yes,
has
Now, the
gone
point I'm
down,
making
actually,
is that
Honorable Minister.
if I don't take that bold step, the place won't develop. Now, I went to Guinea district, no infrastructure. So, we tried, the EFCC had an academy. The university took 11,000 hectares of land. Tell me, which ward that the university will sit on 11,000 hectares of land?
I was going to ask you, what have you resolved with them?
No, what
Because
was
you said you were
no,
speaking
I
about
would not allow that. I would not allow that. Because we are now doing infrastructure. People have to move. The city is getting congested.
So are you going to take part of the land from
Well, not that we're going to take, we have taken. When you say, are you going to take, we have left 4,000.
But
Even
the
that
same
4,000.
federal government gave them that
That's
land,
what
and then it has
now,
original inhabitants
why
there.
not, what do you mean original habitant? Who's not an original habitant here? I mean, let's not be doing this. The point is, you tell me, can the university be given 11,000 hectares of land? To do what? For Christ's sake. To do what? All they now do, they partition, they sell. The city is getting too congested. Now go there and see the road that we are doing now.
So the one you took, was it without resistance? The one you are taking from the
Is there
university?
anything you do here that the people will not resist? That will resist. At the end of the day, we will conquer.
Honorable Minister, let me take you up on the issue. I mean, you've spoken extensively about infrastructure, and really, I mean, a lot of people, when you come into the city, you see very clearly that there's a marked difference. However, in terms of maintaining this infrastructure, in terms of cleaning it, sanitation, those who are supposed to sweep the roads, if you go along Nnamdi Azikiwe Expressway, for instance, the part from Apo to Apo under the bridge to Apo bypass now, that overpass you've made, has become a car park of sorts. There seems to be no order. People can follow one way as they please. Okada riders are all over the place. I don't know who is in charge of keeping law and order in your
tell
city.
You are part of our problems. Tomorrow, you watch it on channel. Or how they are not allowing people to survive.
Yes, but the problem wasn't nipped in the bud.
I'm coming. You see, that's the problem we have. Government comes up to say, look, this is what must be done. Government impounds these vehicles, get them arrested. You won't tell the correct story. The story will tell, under this economic hardship, vehicles have been impounded.
Honorable Minister,
with
with due respect, channels will always tell the correct story.
No,
always.
No. I use channel as a case in point. All of you do this. Go to Arise.
You're sounding like a journalist, Honorable Minister.
No. You go to Arise. We have problems to ourselves. You have talked about cleaning, sanitation. Do you know one big area is sanitation?
Yes.
And it's very expensive. Is that correct?
Yes.
It is, but
Well,
it has to be
I'm
done.
No more fumigation.
I'm coming. Those who clean up, they will be paid. Is that correct?
Yes.
Would they be paid?
Yes.
And people have to pay their taxes for it before you pay, before we pay those cleaners. Have you helped us to say, look, what are you talking about? All these refuse you are generating, government needs to remove them. Money has to be paid. This is a place where I see a country where I see that a man thinks he has a right to bring refuse out. The government go and remove it. I've never seen a thing like that. And government says, yes, we are coming to remove it. We have to pay a token. It's a problem. Look at even in Asokoro. It's a problem. And you continue to preach. So listen, nowhere in this world, it doesn't happen that way. Sanitation is a very serious thing.
Maybe you should reconsider
the
waste recycling plant, sir. Waste recycling plant.
Even if you do that, the point I'm making, will it be free? Will it be free? With all due respect to you, let me ask you one question. How many of you? Yeah. You live in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. You have a house in Abuja. Tell me the truth.
I don't have one.
No, tell me the truth.
But you live in
When
Abuja.
have you paid a sanitation fee? I want to start with you.
Your Excellency,
I want to start with you.
but
who asked the question?
in fairness, in fairness,
Yes.
journalists do not answer questions. But
Why?
I will answer your question.
Are you not part
I
of
am very prompt.
The resident.
I'm very prompt in paying my sanitation fees. But what I want to ask you very squarely is whose job? Because sometimes these things start in bits. Take, for instance, the new road you just built in front of Guzape expanded, you know, in front of SARS. This thing started like started in piecemeal, Okada men facing one way. Now it's a menace.
That is what we're trying to do now. By the time we finish these bus terminals and the rest, we have an opportunity now to say, no, you can't be using that area. People ask us, why are you stopping them when there's nowhere for them to load and this and that? You know, it must find an alternative, first of all. By the grace of God, we're almost done with the 3 bus terminals. We'll be able to. It's okay. If you want to, this is where you will load. This will be the dropping point, right? In that case, we will not be able to see that, yes, we have been able to reduce this so-called illegal car park. It's horrible. Not only that, even where I live, when you see kekenapans, they take over your house, and you sit down. This is not what's supposed to be. And somebody asks you, what is the alternative you have provided? And then the issue of under the economic hardship. Everything now is under economic hardship.
Honorable Minister, we just have to put a stop to today's chat here. We are completely out of time. But considering the fact that from now to May 29 is still a long time before Mr. President commissions those projects, we will still probably have the opportunity of you telling us one by one what those projects are about and the different things they bring.